What's good, y'all? You back here again in 2020. Let's get it. March is moving quite along towards the end. And we got a couple list videos coming up for you. Based on, I believe they're both based on Marvel Netflix. I know y'all see this title. Let's see. This one and is my next one Marvel Netflix, I believe so. Hold on. Nah, Arrow. That makes sense. Alright, so this one, Marvel Netflix, the best fighters. Now, understand that this is not the most powerful fighters in the entire Marvel Netflix whatnot. And I will put this disclaimer. This does not include Jessica Jones, the end of season 2 and season 3. I doubt she'll fight the best fighters. I highly doubt that. Just put that disclaimer. If y'all want to throw some of that in there and say, what about this character? Alright, cool. But with that further being said, I've watched, like I said, I've started season 2 of Jessica Jones, just haven't finished, and I haven't watched season 3, but all 3 seasons of Daredevil, both seasons of Punisher, both seasons of Luke Cage, both seasons of Iron Fist, and The Defenders. So you could say my views and my criteria are pretty good. These are the most skillful, the best fighters in Marvel Netflix, that whole universe. That is quasi related to the MCU. I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy how they do it. Like, it's related, but not really. It's like its own thing. Yeah, I know. But we in here now. I'm just gonna put this out here. Jessica Jones, hell no, does she make the list? No, she can't fight, bro. What she does is she hits hard and uses super trait to throw people around. She don't throw hands. Luke Cage is a peerless street fighter in the comics. That is certainly not the version. He gets behind whooped by plenty folk. Plenty folk. He's got the bulletproof skin, seemingly. Enhanced strength, enhanced speed, but bro, his fighting ain't where it's at. Colleen, she doesn't make it. Misty and I get her out of here too. They don't make it. And I know Colleen by the end, you say spoilers, but it's been out for a minute. By the end of season 2 of Iron Fist, I know she gets the Iron Fist. I know she's got the blade, but she still no. She gets body bagged by the rest of these on here. Now, with all that being said, there's a few people with the hand. I was thinking about Billy. I was thinking about the Amish. There's a few folk who were close. But I was like, nah, bro, I can't have them on this list over these fighters here. Number 10, Bushmaster, John McIver. Now, if you watch Luke Cage season 2, that man there, that Jamaican John Rock, that Jamaican brother, capoeira, master martial artist. This dude, yes, he was enhanced by Nightshade, absolutely. But even without Nightshade, he was whooping ass. And he was beating Luke Cage's ass with pure technique, really. Pure technique. Like, this dude, Luke Cage, was looking like Gohan getting his ass whooped by a better fighter. That's just what it was, bro. This dude was an absolute monster. I put him up against anybody. The only reasons I don't have him higher on the list is because the other people on this list are elite amongst elite fighters. Period. And could he possibly kill anyone on this list? Possibly. You throw in the Nightshade, there's a possibility. But as far as in pure skill-wise, I can't have him. Because unfortunately, Luke Cage, he can fight some, but he ain't where it's at. We saw him with Jessica Jones. And was it season 1 where he was out of his mind? He wasn't really fighting, and I can't in good conscience. We see how Danny Rand whooped that ass, so we can't do it around here. You're coming in at number 9, the Punisher, Frank Castle. Do I need to explain why Frank is on this list? He got nerfed, like pretty much every character in this Marvel Netflix. But the reality still remains. One of the best fighters, bar none. It would be a complete tragedy and robbery not to have this man on the list. This man is good enough to kill pretty much anybody. The problem is he takes too many hits. He takes too many hits. He's been beaten too many times. Some of them questionable, so I can't have him higher on the list. But from lore, as well as feats that have been showcased in the series, how he battled with Daredevil, that alone puts him on this list. How he battled with the Amish. The Amish was a monster. Billy's legit. Like, it's not like Punisher was facing against scrubs, all right? Number 8, Madame Gal. Come on, y'all know that old lady, the female Yoda of Marvel on more of the dark side. You know she had to be here. Madame Gal has the respect of everybody. Madame Gal just looks like that old character with the cane that you know is a grandmaster who comes in and whoops ass. Her placement on this list, the only reason I can't have her much higher is because, number one, there are better fighters on this list. But two, maybe if Madame Gal regained her youth, she might be higher. But old lady Madame Gal, I think eighth is a good spot for her. Her telekinesis also helps in the matter. But this old lady, she just reminds me of Yoda, bro. And if you ever like Yoda, you deserve to be amongst the elite of the best. Of the elite of the elite, the best of the best. Coming at number 7, Alexandra Reed. She was one of the persons as to why I even made this list. And we unfortunately you really didn't see many feats, but considering she was the leader of the hand. Considering I had to refresh because it's been a minute since I watched the Defenders. Considering the fact of she was sick and still whooping ass. She helped train Elektra, who was already on a mastery of many martial arts. That tells me that she's about that life. Nobody really tried to mess with her. Her and Madame Gal could go either way. I just think Madame Gal is seemingly more deteriorated because of age. Yes, she's got the skill, but Alexandra just seems like someone who just has more efficient technique rather than Madame Gal. So that one, if you put Alexandra low on this list, I would understand. But from what lore and her position with the hand, as well as her training of Elektra, I thought it was a good position for her. Coming at number 6, I almost forgot about her ass. I don't know why. It's been a minute since I watched these series. That's probably it. But Elektra. And as soon as I saw Elektra, I'm like, oh, of course. Other people get bumped down. I knew there'd be at least one fighter that I'm like, man, who the hell am I forgetting? As I was making this list, I'm like, because I started from the top down. And I was like, I'm talking about number 1 spot, and then went down. I was like, there's somebody else. And then Elektra popped up, I'm like, of course. Some may say she's higher, but Marvel, like when I say Marvel Netflix literally nerfed pretty much everybody, it nerfed everybody. And Elektra, she had the skill, but she's not as if this was comics Elektra, she would be number 1 without a question, but it's not comics Elektra. And she kind of got amped after she got resurrected too, so take that for what it's worth. But the other top 5 I have on this list, I do have beating her. If I had to make a bet, does that mean she couldn't win? No. But, it is what it is. Number 5, Daredevil Matt Murdock. It should not be a shocker that he's got this placement on the list, just like any list of any Marvel top 10. He should be around top 5. What do we need to say? You see his man's feats. You see additional with his abilities. His superhuman senses. His radar sense, right? Sense of smell. Sense of hearing. Now, we saw that he was getting his behind whooped in season 3 when he lost his hearing, but pretty much anyone would. But he fought his way and gained it back. He's clearly fought consistently. You could argue Iron Fist is consistently fought, but him and Iron Fist have easily, over the main series, have fought the best of the best when it comes to the fighters. His placement on this list, I don't think anyone would question otherwise. They knew what time it was. But you'll be like, 4 better than Daredevil? Yeah. Number 4, Davos. Y'all know it. The point he was pretty much on par with Iron Fist, with Danny Rand. We saw what all Davos did in season 2. Come on now. I mean, Davos is one of the reasons why my man who was in season 1, episode 8, the Drunken Fist. Davos, him being on this list is one of the reasons why that man ain't on this list. Davos was an absolute monster. We saw this man let the bodies hit the floor. That's what he did. This man was Danny Rand without morals. So, well, he had morals, but less of a conscience, less restraint. And so, he he was on this list. Come on now. It took mad effort to beat Davos, but he ain't the most skilled. Coming at number 3, who really is the bullseye of Marvel Netflix. Bullseye. Benjamin Dex Poindexter. Dax, bro. Absolute monster. Was giving Daredevil the business, son. He was whooping that ass. He's a reason why Kingpin Wilson Fisk isn't on this list. Dude, this man was better. This man's arguably the best. And if I would not be shocked if some had him the best in Marvel Netflix. Dog, any weapon, any object is a weapon to this man, is a projectile. This man had the ricochet shot. This man had a sense that was parallel to Daredevil. I ain't gonna see better, but it was parallel. It was comparable. This man, special forces training. We saw him hand to hand just as good, if not better than Daredevil, which is insane. Come on, man. He kills pretty much anybody else below him. You could say, well, maybe because of Bushmaster's Nightshade enhancement, he might kill him, but and maybe he takes his tools and whatever. But this man, Poindexter, I don't know what to tell you, man. He's a problem to anybody. That's all I know from what I saw. Number 2, Iron Fist Danny Rand, the living weapon. Trained to be the best unarmed combatant, period. With or without the Iron Fist, this man was putting down everybody. I don't think I need to explain this. The Kung Fu Master himself easily earned this spot on this list. Yes, he's better than Davos. He's better than Elektra. Better than Daredevil. He was the best protagonist as far as a fighter. Like, here's Iron Fist. And then here's Daredevil. And then there's the other two. Like, we don't even compare it. Iron Fist is that much ahead of Daredevil when it comes to fighting. People who are complaining about Iron Fist, I'm like, the point of the martial arts is not to look flashy. It's not to be big and bad. They like the Daredevil fight scene because it's more realistic. Listen, bro. This man, Iron Fist, is trained to be the best of the best. It's not, the fight's not supposed to look like it's the hardest struggle. This man should know all pressure points. He should know his Kung Fu should be so great that he should beat pretty much anybody else. And you say, why is he not number 1? Number 1, Mary Walker, who's based on Typhoid Mary. Now, I didn't know Typhoid Mary before I looked her up like a month or so ago, maybe 2 months ago at this point, for Iron Fist. I was like, oh, interesting. But yeah, Mary Walker. Y'all saw with Iron Fist. She beat the best hand-to-hand combatant in the entire world. Do I need to say more? She whooped Colleen's ass. Misty, she just gave up because Misty was going to shoot her. She's just better. When you're better than the best, then you thus must be the best. Mary Walker's an absolute monster, bro. And like I said, maybe other people might be able to get it, but I mean, her military mind, her just split personality, her DID, dissociative identity disorder, multiple personality disorder, she becomes an absolute animal, an absolute monster amongst absolute monsters. And I don't see anybody as being more skilled than her. I know she'll be the surprise pick for a lot of folks, but you tell me your thoughts. Unexpected Water, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there are any other series which you would like me to do a rankings of the best of the best. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace.